Alright. I think I'm going to have to turn this server off. Let me make sure. Somebody did a thing. Although I can't see my window, I'll get you in a second. By get, I mean think. Let's see. I'm just going to have to turn it off. If you guys hear in the background, there's a new box behind me. Oh. Up there. See it? Isn't it pretty? Hush. But yeah, I need to turn that thing off. That's crazy loud. That's one of our Nugent boxes. Not to be confused with a Nugent box, which I'm not a fan of. Hey, thank you very much, Nubby Earwiggles. Everybody has reasons to not be a fan of somebody or another, but for Ted Nugent, it's actually because he lives about 3 houses down from my parents and likes to shoot off basically cannons at all times. So sometimes you'll be at my parents' house, which they have like a small ranchette thing out in the country outside of Waco, and then just hear like massive gunfire. Thanks, Ted. Thanks a lot, buddy. Really consider it. Alright, hold on. Let me get this server shut down. Shut down. There you go. Oh yeah, let me get a raffle thing going. Ooh, Shogun Village End. I'll make that like the last one I give away. Let me give away something else here for a bit. That hat is fabulous. Looking. Looking. How about this? I don't normally do these. I'll do 2 12 packs of potions. I'll do guidance and capacity. I know those two are two of the most popular. Hey, thank you very much, Snugsy. Snugsy1. So I was on one of the Discord channels chatting with people who are usually very frank and honest and open about stuff. And I was harassed to come do something I've been saying I was going to do for a while. But I needed some like 1 hour task or something. Because I'm not feeling great. My stomach sucks. But I want to get on and do a stream anyways. So I'm going to try to make a few new skills and finish up some work on artifact fixing. Thank you, Snugsy1 again. Oh, whoops. Hey, all those people who entered the raffle, I actually just realized I need to reset it and start it again. Sorry. I hadn't cleared it since the last time, so you'll have to enter the raffle again. Sorry. I know. Noob streamer. If I didn't do that, though, there were like 150 something people entered in it. And the odds of one of you guys winning it would be pretty low. So I reset it so you guys can all enter now, and it'll just be the people who are here. Mojito, you're not going to get any food. All right, let's see. So today, I think I'm going to try doing something a little different. Let's see. Let's see. I do have the question thing going here, so I'll pick up some questions along the way too. But my goal for today is going to be to actually get a little work done on stream. That can be boring, but at least you guys can give some feedback and I can talk people through it. Streamception, exactly. Let's see, I'm trying to think if there's anything I can't show here. I think I'm probably good. All right, there we go. I'm not even sure why I have the top one up there. Calm down, Snugs. Well, let's see. Streamception would be if I go deeper and I keep having more and more screens inside my screen corner. I just had someone also who I think is on the stream ask me if I can find an item for him. So we do have dev ways to find things. It's kind of clunky a little bit. We have two different ways. Snugs. All right, Snugs. I'm going to get to it in just a minute. But just because this just came up for somebody else, then I see somebody else asking me as well. We do have ways we can find lost items for you. We're trying to give you ways. Hopefully that'll go live this release. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't talked to Wizard Smoke for an update on it. But giving you guys a way that you can find those items for yourself. Now, as devs, we do have a way we can do a find on items, but we can only do it for the character we're logged in on, with the intention like we made it just to keep it simple for implementation and, bug-free. Snugs. All right, Snugs. Pause, Snugs. But oh, that's good. You're getting the subway bonus too. That's awesome. Yeah. So the tool we have in game is if we log in on your character, we can use it. And again, there's several reasons for safety and just so we don't break things and easier to implement and all that. We do have another tool that we use. Snugs. That is database related. That is, we have a Elasticsearch database that we have basically every single item transaction from since the start of the game, 2 years plus or whatever, to now is in there. But we just upgraded to the latest version of Elasticsearch and Kibana and all that, and so we're rebuilding the database. Sorry, I'm burping as I eat my potato in a hurry while I talk. But we need to rebuild the database. So we'd only submitted the last 7 days worth of data to it, just trying to get something up quick. And then we're going to have it slowly, we're going to continue to slowly feed data into it over time and basically continue to build backward progress. So we have, in case we do need to do a search. So that's the other way we can do that. And that one basically is it shows everything. It shows, each item destroyed in crafting. It's crazy how many billions of things there are in it. And that's not an exaggeration in terms of billions. There's billions of things in it. You guys are busy beavers and moving stuff around. You have to also remember that's every time you pick up a piece of gold or a potion or use a potion or whatever, that ends up being an interaction on there. Oh, you can see my chats. Oh yeah, so you can see who it is that's chatting me up. Wah, wah. Well, fine. I will go and I will turn off. Bam. There we go. Now you can only see universe. Oh, and then it turned itself off. But anyway, so no, we can't. Thank you, Snugs. I'll get to it in just a minute, Snugs. We can't. We don't have an easy way to do it without logging in as you. So I'm hoping to get that other database back up and going here soon, because I know AJ was one who had a problem, like he lost an item, and he was banging his head on his desk, and I was trying to help him out before he gave himself a concussion. But I can, of course, but I just have to log in as you. But again, that's the thing. One of the things we're working on is I've mentioned over 100 times over the past couple months. The big thing we're pushing on is I think some players are like, you guys are getting less done now. Well, what we're actually doing is we're going back and adding in a lot of the polish and bug fixes and that type of stuff that we should have had all along, that we didn't have because we did a lot of things in a rushed manner. One of those things is to improve inventory. And Lord willing, we will also be doing things like improving some mail options and some other things, as in sending mail in game and that type of stuff. But you've already seen some of the deco improvements come online in terms of placing no trade items and different properties, and the palette system will be online, and the search system will be online soon. But anyways, that's the type of stuff we're working on that is quality of life stuff. Hey, Beardlosopher. Pretty sure I said that right, based on the capitalization. Hold on, I'm eating my lunch. Mmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Without further ado, or delay. Delay? I'm not sure how I got to those two. Adieu is on my mind because I've been singing songs with Maxine. After watching The Hills Are Alive with the sound of music. And thank you again, Snugsy1. All right, here we go. You guys ready? So the first, I was going to add 2 skills. These are things I've been saying I would add for a while. One is a more active pet skill. And then the second is a second real way for sun users to attack. The sun users, like Searing Ray, in some cases, is a really, really great spell. And you should definitely, have it, especially because it's great versus undead and such. But it is single target, and it is like a tier 2 spell. There's no real attack stuff up here. There's a Summon Phoenix, Reveal Hidden. That gets used a lot. But I was thinking that we could add a tier 3 attack spell. I'm just trying to figure out what it's going to be. Foo Bunny, you didn't miss anything. So anyway, so those are 2 things. The first one I'm going to do is for an active taming skill. Again, here's the taming tree. If you can see all that. Let's see, we got Tame Creature. We've got Summon Creature, Heal Creature, and Resurrect Creature. And then passive, 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 passive. So what that results in is for Tamers, while they're in a pretty good place in terms of their creature power, there's little they can do other than say creature attack whatever, and there should be some more interaction there. If you have a tame pet and you want to make sure and stay on top of your tame pet, and make sure he's as effective as possible. Right now, it's basically set him to attack, and then you figure out the best way to heal him, and keep him alive, and figure out when the right time to let him go is. So, anyways, trying to add some more active stuff that you guys can do that. Snugsy1, I can't thank you enough. And I mean that both literally and uh, figuratively. So the thing I was going to add is a new skill for tamers. I will probably add it. This is one of those things where it gets fun because the taming at this tier is getting really crowded. I think I can add one more in there. I think I can go 7 wide. But I think we'll find out here in a minute because I'm probably going to make it underneath summoning. I could make it under heal. I think it should go under summoning. I hate putting active skills under passive skills. If you look through the rest of the trees, we we rarely do that. So I think I'm going to put under summoning, I'll have a... I'm trying to figure out what to call it. I was going with inspire or enliven, motivate. Basically, I'm looking for a word that it's going to give your pet a buff that will give it a little attack boost, regen boost, and strength boost. So basically, increase its DPS a little bit and increase its healing a little bit. Ehondis, that was another thing I had thought about, was having it so you can give your pet food. Now, some of those foods, the way players can be pretty permanent in terms of they get a buff on them and it stays on them, and we track all that through scenes, but... Hold on. Oh. Just somebody sent me a text message who usually doesn't send me a text message unless somebody's died. So I had to look. But yeah, having food that you can give to your pet and letting you just give normal food, so you can give him, bear stew or whatever. And then he gets that buff for as long as he's up. The challenge is always you unsummon him and then we lose the buff. Which for some of these foods, like you give your pet food that's supposed to last for 8 hours or whatever, it's unlikely you're going to be wasting that on your pet, because then you've got it's constantly getting dismissed and resummoned and whatnot, and will lose its buff. Let's see. Don't dismiss and resummon very often. I can look into what... Trying to think. Let me go check to see what the pet heal looks like. Tame heal. So it's set to friendly. Oh, that's right. That has the... This is another one of those things with the long history of a project, like ours, where we've kind of developed it with you guys present for most of the development, or at least a lot of the development. That's one of those things. Early on, we had the Tame Heal, and at one point, the Tame Heal was equally as powerful for pets as it was for players, and so we didn't even realize that. And then it's like, players were casting Tame Heal because that was the best heal that you could get. You can stack that in with your other heals, and it's just another big heal that you had. So anyways, we caught that and we basically nerfed the crap out of that. You can still do it. Let's see, you can still do it, right? Target is tamed. So no, actually it looks like right now if you do it and the target is not tamed, it won't heal it. Yeah. Sorry, just refreshing my memory. Let's see what the second part of the tame heal is. So the second part is dot removal. Oh, great. Oh, that is dot removal if you have Taming Mastery. You guys can't see what I'm talking about there, but if you have Taming Mastery, it has a chance to do dot removal. The thing I just noticed, though, is that doesn't check to see if the creature is tamed. So, anyways, that's another one I've got to go fix. I guess I can do that right now, which is right now if you can cast a tame heal on a person, it won't. Another player won't do any healing, but if you're tamed mastery, it will remove an effect. So for those, let's see, you guys can probably see that a little bit there. We use formulas for everything, for calculations and this stuff. So you can see there that I just added target, whoops, there we go, target is tamed, times target is tamed, because there's a lot of these things where we use the math on it, and it is, you know, if it's true, it's a 1.0, and if it's false, it's a 0. So this is one where it's showing you that it'll be a 0 going forward. So sorry if anybody was keeping tame heal around just to remove effects off of off of people. Pretty sure you guys weren't doing that. In fact, I'm pretty sure you didn't know that was even a thing. And greetings, ketosis. I'll get there. All right, let's see. So anyways, that's something I didn't even plan. Hey, Catherine Rose. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So good to see you again. Whoop. Hold on, got a dialogue up you guys can't see. So the next thing I'm going to do is add the skill for, again, I got to figure out what to call it. Inspire pet, invigorate pet. Chris, the summon and tame pets need to react faster. I'll go look at them. So there's actually some, there's AI settings on things. I thought I had turned those up at one point, but the AI settings are basically how often does it get a think tick to change what it's doing, which is what happens is basically when you say attack, and this will probably be more of a dev talk than most of my other ones where I just sit around and stare at a wall or something. But anyways, when you say attack creature, attack punching bag. Have I got a pet? What? I don't have. Surely I have a pet. Okay, there we go. So when I do. Hey, little dragon. When I have that punching bag guy there, and this is the upper right-hand corners where you should be looking. I command yellow dragon to attack. What that is actually doing, and here's how slow it is to respond. Yeah, that it takes like a second or two. But that is actually setting that creature's target of here's your target. Now when that comes in, let me go find baby dragon, technically young dragon. Let's see what that actually turns out to be. Creature visuals. Pet. Let's see. Tame dragon. There we go. Okay, let me see what these guys are set to. Oh, but anyway, so when you say attack something, all it's doing is saying, yellow dragon, your current attack target is X. Punching bag that he's kicking his butt on. Now that gets set, but then that doesn't instantly force him to do stuff. So it looks like he probably is already set to the fast setting. But yeah, then there's an AI setting that is how often do you think? And it looks like he's got a tick rate of 0.5 seconds. So that's a half second delay. So let me see if that... Let's see if that seems to work. Stop attacking. Alright, that guy over there. So let's see. So if I do a time scale on this, .1, bam. For those who don't know what that means everything in the scene is slowed down. It pretends, the server and the client both pretend time is going at 1/10 the speed. So this should be 5 seconds before he starts attacking, because it says the tick rate is 0.5. And I'm just doing this so it's actually more visible. So if I do that, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. He's turning his head. 13,000, 14, 15, 16. Think about it, little dragon. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, now he's actually, so it took 2 seconds before he actually did something. So he does have a tick rate, again, of 0.5. All right, well, I probably need to get Undone to look at that, because this is one of the things that we tried. We did improve a little bit at some point. But obviously there's some magic going on behind the scenes, because, yeah, it was like 30 seconds, which would be 3 seconds in game, before he actually did his first attack. You could see he was... It's kind of fun, because you could see at 1/10 speed. Hey, thank you very much, Snugsy1. But at 1/10 speed, you could see he actually started turning his head at about what would have been 2 seconds into it. At 1/10 speed, it's 20 seconds. But he basically, you can see him starting to look at the creature, because that's my new target, and that's where my head's going to go. Hey, thank you very much, Gray. Thanks, 1138. Oh, wait, THX 1138. Yeah, so you can see his head turning to look at his new target a little earlier, and then he was like, okay, now I'm going to do something. So when he started turning his head to the target, that's really how long it took for him to respond. And that was more like 2 seconds rather than 0.5 seconds. So there's some badness going on in there. And they need to be more responsive. I mean, that's one of those things I've noticed it as well. So, all right, item number 753 for me to try and get on my short list of things to do. Responsiveness on fast and tick rate 0.5. There could be a number of things going on here, because it does also seem to be a little inconsistent. Oh, Glepo1, when are we getting a patch? You will get a patch tomorrow morning that hopefully will fix the masterwork stuff that isn't working. Grandmaster work stuff. Also, it'll fix artifacts not being enchantable. So all artifacts should be enchantable, not just some. And a few other things. So coming soon. And that'll also fix the rare and, legendary artifacts not being enchantable. Hey, thank you very much, Z of Silverdale. I guess you like that news. But yeah, that'll be coming here shortly. Okay, so we have confirmed that the pets are slow. But anyways, let me get back to the thing I was working on, which is to get a new active skill in there. Snugsy one, I'll make this stream like 12 hours long, and you will have paid for a car by that point. You guys can work together on it, I guess. Thank you very much, Catherine Rose. So the thing I'm going to be working on is a thing. So you guys need to vote on, figure out how to... Man, you guys are super generous here today. Let me go ahead, since you guys are being so generous, I'm going to have to be generous on my pet giving here. You guys can all say thank you very much, Snugsy1 and Catherine Rose and Z. And the first one's going to be for these 2 12-packs of potions. Guidance and carrying, whatever the heck it's called. Now, the thing that's really surprising me most about this is that Subway hasn't hit their target for their bits given away. You guys haven't seen that Subway's given away 10% extra bits when you put a Subway thing in front of it. So let me close the. Hey, thank you very much, KC305 Chin. Let me close the giveaway. And KC305 Chin, all you have to do is follow to get in the raffle. So if you want to do the raffle thing, do ! raffle. I'm just about to give stuff away. If you haven't played the game before and aren't a player yet, hopefully that'll change. Again, what you're seeing on screen up here is not real. This is I'm a developer on the game and just demonstrating some stuff, and I have this scene slowed way down so we can see what's going on and we can tell, confirm some players' suspicions. But I'm closing the giveaway now. I'll do another one here in a few, 20 minutes or so. So picking a winner at full speed, Z of Silverdale. Totally not rigged. Now, if it come up Snugsy one, then you guys could say it was rigged, right? All right, let me get time scale back to normal here. And Dragon, please stop eating that guy. All right, and actually I'll go ahead and dismiss him. Bam. All right, so Z, let me send that off, and I'm going to put up some good prizes for you guys for these last two. Let me, let's see. Oh yeah, you guys can see stuff again. Obsidian potion 12 and 12. Bam. Alright, that's been sent. So now I gotta figure out the next thing, and then I'll get back to making skill. And you guys need to, while I sit here and do this part, you guys need to come up with a name for hashtag 30-second pet buff. Again, I was thinking like invigoration or something to make it sound like you're motivating your pet. Let's see. You do. I'll do the Shogun Village Inn for the second one, then have something even bigger at the end, since you guys are being crazy generous today. Reset. Shogun in Village Home. Bam. Opened. Ooh, Frenzy, that's good. Yeah, I thought of making a couple of them. A couple of different, like, things. One, like, if you have it, like... It's probably... What it's going to do is give them something equivalent to what I give the creatures when they go berserk. That's one of the things creatures can do at a certain health level, is they can apply a buff to themselves. And I've got a few, but one of them's called Berserk, I think. But yeah, I like Frenzy. Let's see. So there's like 27 steps to add a new skill. I will not be able to show you most of them because most of them are in code. But let me see. I think I can get... Let's see. So we're going to call this one... Tame Frenzy will be the name behind the scenes. Got that. Skill is defined. You guys can't see what I'm doing, hopefully. Then I have to tell it that this is in the taming tree is the next step. All right, let's see. So I got that in the taming tree. Next up is I have to go to define a number of things on it. And again, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing here, which is why I'm just talking you guys through it. I got to move my microphone so I can see what I'm doing. Let's see. Next one is we define it, basically all the cost for it, how much it costs to level up, how much it costs to, how quickly it trains up, and how much it costs to train up, the icon, and where it fits in the skill tree. And I'm going to have this one be off of the tame, summon tamed. Actually, I think I can show you this file. This shows you, just kind of gives you an idea of how some stuff is defined. So I'll show you this file here just because it doesn't really give anything away. Oh, that doesn't really help you guys. Hold on. Display capture. What? That's covering me up? No, I'm way more important than that thing. There we go. So anyways, that kind of shows you what that looks like when we define that stuff. This is a big formatted file. But we can actually define things like when you actually get each rune. So like you get one copy at 10, you get another copy, or you get one copy at 0, you get another copy at 10, 20, 40, 80. So we can actually change that. It's one of those things we haven't done, but then it also defines like what stats you get out of things. All right, that's enough showing you guys raw data. And let's see, did I miss anything important in chat? Nah, you guys aren't saying anything important right now. All right, so I got that defined. So Tame Frenzy is now defined there. So the next thing is to add a skill. There's another file here, which I guess I can show you this one again. Let me show you this guy. This one is where you come in and tie the skill to a display name, to an execution, and then also to a description. So that's the actual skill ID. Again, this is a dev stream here. Very dev focused, this thing. So then the other thing that happens with this is that's part of the localization. I know most of you probably play in English, but it is localized for other languages mostly. But this is data, that display name and execution, all this stuff gets pulled and data mined to get put into a online database that we have using, I forgot its name. It's not Kibana, it's all that came to mind. Hold on, now I gotta find it or else it'll bug me. Localization. Not get localized. Hold on. Zenata. Got it. So it's in Zenata that we do the localization stuff. Hey, thank you very much, Snugsy1 again. Can we be made to not go into combat whenever we put something on there? So I think it does that for obvious reasons, but yeah, there should probably be a special case. And what they're talking about is if you drag something, let me demonstrate here. potion if you go to drag something into your bar down here, because you could also put it into your combat bar. It basically puts you into combat briefly. I know what they're talking about. And yeah, that's actually a little annoying. That probably should be special cased. So it's a special kind of combat where it's not really in combat, it's just showing you the bar. And yes, that's one of those mini little polish things that would be great if we could get to here in the next few months as we focus on polishing rather than adding tons and tons of new content. I say as I'm adding new content. Let's see. Do 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 do. Hold on, I'm gonna shrink that guy back down. Let's see. So now I need to go add it to that file I just showed you a minute ago that actually defines the name. Let's see. So this will be Tame Frenzy. So you need to have like the action like frenzy creature. That's what it's going to be until I come up with something better. Frenzy creatures. Frenzied. That's gonna need some love. Oh yeah, that's another good point, Bedouin. Chris, it happens for a lot of things that can't go onto the combat bar. So we show you both bars, even though the item you're dragging can't go on the combat bar. Another good point, yeah. So let's see. So I got that in there now. I hate the name currently, like the execution message for it. Frenzy's fine. I mean, that's good at describing it. But then the execution message is, you know, like for Tame Heal, it's like healing creature. And the description is heals a tame creature. For Frenzy, it is frenzy creature. Not sure how well that works. Makes a creature become friendly or frenzied. All right, well, that's what we're going with for now. Let's see how this sucker shows up once I actually get it in there. Oh yeah, and I now need to have a new skill for it. So I gotta come over here and I gotta do a little importing of assets. Come on. Okay, now I gotta build some code. And then I should be able to get it into the view what it looks like in the editor. Because again, it's being added into a tree that is already pretty wide across because I'm going to be adding it here. Yikes. I think it can handle one more at that level. If not, I'm going to have to come up with something more creative. Put it at the bottom. Yeah, I can go that way if I need to. Let's see what it looks like first. All right. And I think this should be all set. Let me make sure I saved all the files I needed to save. Nope. Oh, yeah. No, I don't need that one. Don't need that. All right, let's see. Let me get to my usual dev scene. Oh, for those who watched the Friday stream where I was showing off the map that Sanyo's been working on, and he kept saying, I'm pretty sure I fixed that. I'm pretty sure I fixed that. That should be working. Like, he kept saying that on a bunch of stuff, and I was like, dude, I synced up. Chill. You can fix it after the stream. I didn't say that or even think it, but turns out I did sync up, but I forgot to force refresh. So he did actually have most of that stuff finished and working, so. Do. And we are now in the I click the button, and Unity is going to think about it for a minute. There we go. And of course, I complain about stuff like that, but if you compare that to like other engines like Unreal or Lumberyard, like the iteration time is way, way faster. Uh-oh. I already got an error. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to guess it doesn't look like anything. Oh, wait, no. Frenzy, look, it fit. Oh, we're overlapping just a little bit over there. Ah, lame. Lame. So he's got a little overlap on that side, is why I was saying lame. Ooh. So many options. All right. Malim Calfire has a question, which is, when will skills be of value for the potions where the better you are, the better the potions you can make? That's one of those that comes up fairly often, which is the problem ends up being that if you have a potion, you craft a special potion where this potion gives you better stats. You know, you've got a 120 in the skill, so that gives you plus 6 int instead of plus 5 int that you would have had at 100 or whatever. As soon as we do that and we start having those things, the potions could no longer be stackable because there'd be a million different variations of potions and stuff. So that's been the reason we haven't done it. What we have talked about a few times is making it so there's a couple of different options. Like you have a better chance of getting critical success or whatever, and you get a cooler potion out of it that is a totally different type of potion. But again, it's tough to come up with a customized potion without making them all completely, not stackable. That's the main reason we haven't done it anyways. So we do have a frenzy there. I'm trying to figure out what it is complaining about. Prerequisite skill 40 not found. So I think I probably gave it a bad prereq, but it put it in the right place. Did I mess up something else? Taming, no, that looks good. It is after summon tame. That's where I wanted it. Let me try that. I forget if I can refresh this while I'm playing or not. Maybe, hold on. Hold on. It's locking up. It's thinking about crashing. Maybe it'll crash. Maybe not. Well, let me, while I wait for that thing to crash or not crash, I'll let it figure. Oh, looks like it might have finished. Alright, I think I fixed the problem. Alright, but anyway, so now we have this frenzy skill. Let's see. Boop. Alright, training it up. So it'll have the proper description, make your creature become frenzied. But the actual effect on it is going to be junk. Doesn't have an effect yet. Oh, and that's probably what that other thing was complaining about. So let me go and actually make the skill definition now. And then we will be pretty close to done, believe it or not. There's some more polish to go on to it. All right. Waiting for it. And yeah, you guys can see what I'm doing here. Tame Frenzy. I gotta come over here and change something you can't see. Tame Frenzy. I'm gonna say that is mutable tamed. Blah blah blah. Range, we'll leave it the same as tame heal. Cast type. Fizzle modifier. Does not fizzle. Never fizzle. Let's see. And again, I'm working on something you guys can't see. Lock time, we'll make that 2. Give it a 15-second cooldown. Check. Cast start. Check, check, check. Focus cost. We'll make it, let's just be pretty big. We'll shoot for roughly twice what a tame heal cost. Let's see. And then what effects, what stats to give it here? Let's see, I think there's going to be 3. And if you're watching and you're wondering what I'm doing, making a new skill that hopefully by the end of this stream, I will be casting on my tamed dragon. That will be a buff for tamed creatures. It basically will give you another active thing to do as a tamer. Not just keep it healed, but you can also actively keep it buffed. For those who haven't heard me give the spiel on our game, that's one of the things we try to do is make you make choices. You can have all the skills in the game, but you can only have a certain number of them out and easily available, conveniently available. Now you can build those into sets and build decks and stuff like that. But again, having a skill, if you want to be a serious tamer, this is one you'll probably have out. You know, you'll make room for it on your deck somewhere. Let's see. Target is tamed. We're going to have it give strength, and the amount will be skill level divided by, it's going to be pretty, we'll call this pretty big. We'll say, actually it'll be, Trying to remember. I think it'll probably be skill level divided by 3 for strength bonus for the thing. But then add in my usual thing of if you have taming mastery, it'll be 1 plus taming mastery. So if you have 100 in the skill, it'll give your pet 33. If you have 100 in the skill and you have 80 in taming mastery, it'll give it 66. If you have, a little bit more, like 120 in the skill, and then you have 120 in taming mastery, which I know at least one person in the stream probably does, then you're talking about it giving, what is that, like 40 times 2 points? So I'll give it an extra 100 strength. All right, we'll leave that alone, and this will give 1 tick, 30 length. Apply time will be nearly instant. Stack count 1. You're not going to be able to stack this multiple times. Oh, hold on. Wife is texting me. She's complaining that we have a rainbow swing in our backyard that's like a chair swing that one of our back security cameras can see. And it sets off the alarm a lot. Like it records the video and uploads the video, and she gets an alert on it, so I've got to go deal with that after this. Maxine loves that swing though. Anyways, back to what I was doing over here. So stack count will be 1. The actual stat will be strength, not jump strength, but strength. For those who missed it, there's a bug for a long time that if you had something was given, it was supposed to give a buff of strength, and it would give jump strength instead, because when you type strength, jump strength comes up in our list. You guys can't actually see what I'm talking about, but I'm going to show you. And get it down here so you guys can actually see it. So yeah, so down here when you start typing something, if you start typing strength, the first one that comes up is jump strength, because it shows you every possible stat or buff that you could have with strength in it, and it does it alphabetically. Actually, it doesn't do it alphabetically. I think it does it in the order that they were added, which surprises me that strength is after jump strength. But anyways, give strength. Alright, so that's the first one on there. So first, I want to go see and make sure this is actually doing something. So I'm going to have to, let's see. I think I just set that. I now have a skill applied to that, but I think that's one I can't just refresh and get it to show up. I'll have to stop the editor and restart it. Vino. Tame pets are already pretty strong if they are tame mastery. Basically, if they devote one half of their total specialization, to taming. They do, their DPS is decent, but honestly, there's some other pets that have better DPS in general. They do have great health. This is actually going to be to increase. It's probably going to give 2 or 3 good positive things. It'll probably give strength, attack speed, modest attack speed, like 10% to 20%, depending on whether or not they're spec'd, and then health regen. But then it's probably also going to give them negative defense modifiers. Net positive, hopefully. All right, so we got our, oh man. Is that how it's supposed to look? Dang it. Hold on. Apparently I broke something. Let me try this again. Do 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 do. Tame creatures must be too. I think it may be complaining about how tight it is to. It makes that tree. Oh, all right. Well, hold on a second. I'm refreshing right now to confirm. Oh, and while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and do the next giveaway. Hopefully, though, within the next couple of minutes, I'll have that worked out and I will be able to do the test on it. So let me do the giveaway. If you haven't raffled up, make sure and raffle up. Looks like I got... Man, you guys are good. Looks like there's 90... Oh no, that's how many people are in the stream, not how many people are done it. I thought there was like 95 people in the stream and 95 had signed up. Raffled up. Yeah, my earlier streams get a few less people. I usually have about 120, 150-ish by the end of the stream. But again, that grows in the afternoon. That's actually been down some since school started up. Apparently we have kids who play the game. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and close the giveaway and pick the winner. This is for the Shogun Village Inn home. Pick. Malum Calfire. Let's see if your name is actually that. M-A-L-I-M Calfire. Nailed it. Shogun. All right. And now let me pick the final prize for the day. Now it's got to be something like super cool. Let's see. Is there anything super cool in here? I don't think there's anything super cool in here. Got any crazy cool village homes? Let's see. That's cool, but that's not that cool. City and Tower Village Water Home. Ooh. It's kind of cool. Shogun. That's kind of cool. Gothic Village Inn. Yeah, okay. See anybody shouting out? Big Night Tent. Outdoor decos. That's not quite cool enough, so instead I will give out a large night tent and a small night tent. There, that's getting up into the cooler range. I want to make sure I got it fairly cool since you guys have been stupidly generous today. Snugs and Catherine Rose and Z and others. Let's see. Large and small night tent. I guess that's night's tent. There we go. Now you can do your thing. All right, let's see. So that should be refreshed. Yeah, I think that the error was just seeing here is going to block it. Hey, thank you very much, Catherine Rose. Speaking of being incredibly kind and generous. And also, thank you to the hidden helper behind the scenes, Subway. Love me some Subways. I actually do kind of like Subways. Whenever we travel, that's one we can go to because they have good veggie stuff, and my wife's a vegetarian. And then they have stuff Maxine likes, and oh my goodness, the cookies. Love the cookies. Let's see. What do you think it's going to look like? Huh? Yeah, looks like that's there. All right. So, what do I have here to summon? All right, I got a polar bear. Let's see if I can use this on my polar bear. Hey, Mr. Polar Bear, can I frenzy you? Bam! So that's plus 17 strength. Again, if I had the skill higher. So I had that up to 120, and then I also was a taming spec. 120-ish. And then I did it. See, that's getting up to basically what I said, which is right around 100 strength. Now, if you compare that, again, as if you're sitting there thinking, like, they're already powerful or whatever, their strength, let's see if I can get this so you guys can actually see. His strength was already 300. This is just a little polar bear. When you get into some of those bigger creatures, it's crazy. Their strength is already really high. So you're talking about for the bigger creatures, it'll be a smaller percentage increase in terms of their strength. For this guy, it was a 33% boost or whatever. But for a larger creature, if I had a destroyer or something, they're in the, I forget what, 500, 700 range, something like that. Griffler, I don't know what happened with the troll encounter room. It should be fine. I've got updates to loot checked out locally. That, again, if you guys watch my stream, you've heard me talk about that stuff. Adding loot is one of those things I'm super, super duper careful with because it can break some stuff quick. In terms of if I screw up the loot, which has happened a few times. You add something and you set a percentage for what chance it'll drop, and if I forget to set that, it sets it to 100% of the time, and I've had that happen a few times. So I'm always gun shy on rushing and loot. But I do have changes for the elf room, the elves, and trolls. The liches were, they're kind of all okay, but also some for the kobolds. But I will get those in. Hopefully I can get them checked in this release. But it's something I really like to live on QA. But anyways. Have been waiting. And Griffler, there was a bug for a while where if you went into a player dungeon, some things wouldn't spawn unless you went to some other spawn room. And you went to that other spawn room, then all of a sudden the initial guys would spawn. I hope that bug isn't back, because that was annoying. But let me know if that is still happening. But anyway, so we got our tame heal going on here. Now I've got to go and add more stats to it. Or not tame heal, tame frenzy. Totally not tame heal. So let me go add some more stats to it. Let's see, 1. All right, so it's going to give plus strength, check. It's going to give plus attack speed. Check, check. see. I'll give it 10% and 100 skill. That'll be one. Okay, that's right. Okay. And then the third thing was going to be in combat regen. Combat health regen. And that can be skill. Okay, let's see what this does. See how this feels. All right, Polar Bear. Let's see. I think I can. These auto update. All right, so this is with like 120s in both. Wait, why is that last? Oh, I didn't set the last one. Hold on. But you can see they're mostly there. I think the attack speed, that needs to come down. I want that to be more of a max around 20%, more like 10% unless you're taming focus, taming specialized. Oh, and plus 14% combat? No, I want the combat, the focus, or the regen per tick. So let me go fix that too. Getting close though. Let's see, health per second. There we go. Nope. Thank you very much, Snugsy1. You guys are so sweet today. Oh, and for those who didn't know, I'm trying to switch up my hours. I know it's horrible to be inconsistent. That's like number one rule of streaming is always stream at the same time every day so people know how to find you. Again, I'm trying to fit this into my schedule, and I've got Maxine, my 5-year-old, to pick up at the bus stop. So I'm trying to do Monday. I'm going to do early stream. Now Wednesday, oh, this is something that's important. This Wednesday, I was planning on doing a later stream. But I'm actually going to do had a streamer, Fizzle. I think he's out there somewhere. Fizzle invited me to come sit down so he can grill me for an hour on stuff. I think it's going to be some type of Between Two Ferns type interview. But anyway, so Fizzle is going to grill me for an hour on his stream. So I'll host his stream on Wednesday. And he can ask me questions and all that jazz. So Wednesday, turn into Fizzle stream. Again, I'll host him on my stream. I don't know how to do that stuff, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, come watch Fizzle, where I will be interviewed. That is the House of Mangar. I'm sure he's got 100 PvP questions queued up for me. Let's see. Oh yeah, back to the frenzy thing here. So I need to get the correct regen type. There's two types. There's 4 types of regen for those who didn't know. There's in combat regen and out of combat regen. So we can have those two different things. But then there's also a percentage regen and then a fixed per tick regen. So if you do the percentage, it's giving you a percentage of your health. If you saw when I cast on that bear, he was like plus 14.9% regen, which would basically make him unkillable. I meant to make that regen per tick. So I will be changing that here in a minute. But then also I wanted to make damage resistance. When he has this up, it does have some negative. Which is, it will give him negative damage resistance, making him more vulnerable to attacks, basically, when he's got that on. But let me get back over here. Combat health per second. Okay, that's good. Let me fix the... Hold on. Okay, let me fix this one last thing, and then I think it's going to be pretty close to done. Attack speed. Alright, Bear. Now let's see what happens when I cast this on you. So this is with 120 and 120. So 120 in skill, and I'm taming specialized and have 120 in that as well. So this will give 15% attack. That's more in the range I was looking for. 14.9 combat health per second, which again is high, but I mean that's really not crazy high. And minus win. And also, this is a fairly short buff, as you just saw. The whole thing just expired. So, if here's what it would look like if you are not taming specialized. Which is way, way, way less. So again, this is like many of the taming things. If you want to be effective, like you can learn all the stuff, but unless you're willing to be dedicated as a tamer and spend half your skills on it, you're not going to get much. You're not going to get the same results a tamer will. So when you see a tamer out there and you see that they are kicking some butt, just remember that they did have to dedicate their one of their 2 specializations to it to be anywhere near that effective. And if you don't have it, then yeah, this is a skill at 120. Again, not horrible, but 6% attack boost, 40 strength. Again, if you're looking at like some of the big destroyers out there, they're like 700 strength or something crazy like that already. So you're not talking about a big boost. And for minus 20 damage resistance. Does that say 2,000 on speed? What? No. 6% on speed. What's the skill at 160? I see Snugs is trying to get it to something more realistic for him. So this is... There you go. That's with the skill at 160, 120 taming mastery. Again, the damage resistance, as I frequently do, I'll have when I have a negative thing on there, the negative doesn't change, so it's always the same. Which means as you level it up, it doesn't make them, it doesn't get worse. So it starts off really painful because you're not getting many bonuses, and it's got a big negative, but you got to work through that. Pretty much by design. Apple Rust. Details about player dungeons not spawning were sent to you in Discord. Alright. Guess I got some reading to do. It sounds like we got at least one more patched. Lame. Alright. My guess is if they're not spawning, that usually comes down to a... Hold on, now I gotta see what this does when I stack it. Oh look, it increases the damage resistance a little bit. So there it is with a 160 skill, 120 spec, and stacked. And keep in mind, it still only lasts, I guess it lasts 60 seconds if you stack it, so. If you want to spend 10 seconds out of every 60 seconds charging up your Frenzy to cast it on your pet, that is the result you will get. But again, so for those who are wondering why this skill is needed, just like some other trees, it's like there's just not enough active stuff to do as a tamer. There's basically you summon the pet and you kick up your feet, which as fun as that might seem for people who just want to go play upper tiers, that is not really fun in the long run. You want to feel like you're doing something, you're taking part in it. So this gives them another way to go and feel like they're helping, they're influencing things, and an active skill. Just taming did not have any active skills. So there is no way I'm going to get to Sun Magic, but I am going to be adding another combat attack for Sun Magic. That'll probably come off Searing Ray, and it'll be right over here. Tier 3. The other thing is I still need to make Phoenix not a steaming pile of shit. Because it is. So I will try and get to both of those two things here in the next few days. But then later in this week, I'm hoping to work on my dungeon. I've got a little bit of work started on, but the thing I wanted to add was I'm going to be adding a new connection to the dungeon. It'll take you straight into level 3 from a scene. That will lead you. You have to go through a long cave, natural cave, that is actually a really long natural cave, but it's a cave that'll have some mining in it. So basically, it'll be a long cave. It'll be another place people can go mine for something different. But my plan for it is that I'm going to be making something stupidly long, fairly linear, only a few branches, rather than what the stuff that gets farmed super heavily is. There's a lot of people who like the here's where I go to mine, and I stand here, and I can move 7 feet and mine there, and I can move 8 feet and mine there, and I can move 6 feet and mine there. They don't want to have to do much walking. So this will be more if you want to do, drive through, and you should be able to drive to one end of the tunnel, and by the time you get there, you can get back to the start. You can get back and drive through it again. So, anyways, you are welcome, Straight Shot. So describe the solar flare that you guys want. So that's one of the things that you guys didn't even know. There's supposed to be some stuff like sun and moon skills. The initial design for them and the plan for them, and this probably makes sense to a lot of people, is many of them, like, say, meteor shower, would not work underground. So when you were in a dungeon, if you had a ceiling over your head, you couldn't do a meteor shower. That's one I still think makes sense and also helps balance the power of it, that it's situational rather than just being universally the best thing you can ever do. But again, that would cause too much rage to change that. But describe solar flares. Snugsy one. I may push that live tomorrow. I'll do some more testing on it. I mean, I obviously did quite a bit of testing here just on the stream. Fireball equivalent of sun spell. Sun brain eater. All right. Let's see. Solar flares, God rays, smiting an area. Yeah. I guess that's another thing we can do with the VFX, is just making, since it's sun stuff, having bloom. And making it so it blooms the crap out of things. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about when I say bloom the crap out of things, here's something that I think pretty much has broken amount of bloom on it. And again, bloom is when it's a visual effect that when you have lights that are beyond one intensity is basically what it said, and you can set it, change how things are. When you have high intensity lights that it blooms, it has the extra effect. In case you're wondering what that looks like in a good / possibly bad example of bloom, let me show you my, well, that's not going to do much. I need to get a sword. Yeah, it's not as bloomy as I was thinking. There's other more bloomy stuff. But anyways, with the sun stuff, that's great because you can use a lot of bloom. If this were a dark room, it'd seem much brighter than that. You guys know what I want, or what I'm talking about. But anyways, so let's see. Small AE type. I'm gonna have to look. We've got some ways that we can do slow attacks, and by slow attacks I mean the attack moves like the attack speed of it. Here, let me try. I think I can demonstrate here. And then I'll wrap things up and call it a day. Let's see. So fireball, for instance. I cast a fireball. Now you can see how long that thing takes to move over there. Now that's one of the things we define in the spell and the attacks, is we define the travel speed on those things. And some of that is for visual effects, some of that is for actual timing effect. For Fireball, the idea was Fireball is pretty freaking powerful. Now it's pretty powerful. It was supposed to be pretty powerful all along, but more recently it's gotten more powerful. But the idea was for PvE, then that's okay because it's a pretty costly spell. For PvP, there's an easy way to avoid it, which is you can see it coming. So here's the fireball. I think this will be slowed down to a travel speed of 4. Kaboom! So having that type of thing, so it's another one of these, like, can start off as a small beam of light or whatever at the spot, and then, spread out. But I was also looking at ways to do moving effects. So basically you cast like a fire wave type thing is one of those things I've always wanted, is having a fire wave. So you can actually cast it and it'll be like a 2 meter wide wave or 4 meter wide wave that moves towards the target. All right, but that'll have to wait for another stream. I got the one thing done I was aiming to get done this stream. Get back in my necklace. And I think I am probably ready to call it a day and do this last drawing for both a large and a small tent. You guys ready? Here we go. Raffle, raffle. I see a few people I know raffling. You guys, how can you not be raffled already? Come on, raffle, people. Raffle, raffle, raffle. Raffly, raffly, raffly. Ooh, Lord of Honesty. I kind of like that. Making it a big circle that starts and then it condenses onto one. So it'll be an AE thing, and then it basically there's a center point to it. And if you're in the center point, then it really is high damage. I like that. Good idea, Lord of Honesty. It's, again, and I always look for ways to make sure that they have some interesting both visual and play mechanic, and it feels like it makes sense. For that one, I can just imagine the kid with the giant magnifying glass, and he's got the magnifying glass there, and he's trying to get it just right to burn up that guy in the middle. That's what I'll call it, kid with a magnifying glass. Giant kid with a magnifying glass. All right, I think we're ready here. Solar implosion. That's not bad. All right, closing. Ugh. You had plenty of time if you didn't get it in by then. Oh, shame on you, Kathy 888. I think you're probably on there, Kathy. Yes, you're already on there, Kathy. Raid Legion today. Gwendolyn says to raid Legion. I owe Legion like so many raids. You are probably right. I should raid him. And the person that won is Griffler. Congratulations, Griffler. I think you're a long-time watcher. I don't know if I've ever sent you anything before. Tent. Griffler, you serve one a large and a small night tent, and are the big winner today. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go find someone to raid here. I will try and do another stream Again, I rarely get Tuesday streams in because Tuesdays we have our team meeting, and it's really awkward to get home in time. I'm usually racing to get home in time to pick up Maxine, so probably no stream tomorrow just because we've got our team meeting. Good stuff always comes out of that. I'm going to be talking to the team about a couple different things tomorrow, including some PvE stuff and some PvP stuff and some what are we going to polish next type stuff. But lots of stuff going on. Let me go and find someone to raid. Oh, looks like Legion is up. So there is no question here. We will be raiding Legion of Myth. Guys, again, thank you so much for your generosity today. Z and especially Catherine Rose and Snugs being a crazy man there today. Guys, thanks so much, as always, for all your support. And let's see, we're still talking over what our Friday stream is going to be. We think it'll be exciting. We're working on it. But we'll figure that out here in the next 24 hours and try to get something up. Star and I were just discussing some stuff. Cool stuff to throw up there. But again, guys, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for playing the game. Thanks for being open and constructive about all your feedback that you give me, even if it is quite frequently negative. And I will continue making the game better along with the rest of the team. Guys, thank you so much. Let's go raid Legion.